Should you train or go to the gym when you're feeling a little sick? Within the last 2 weeks, I've gotten this question so many times. I guess it obviously is flu and cold season, but everyone's asking me and Mark if they're feeling under the weather, should they go to the gym? And first, I just want to make you guys look at this thing from a bigger perspective, We get very focused, very driven, very motivated to get bigger, to get stronger, to get faster, but in the scheme of things, it's just the gym. It's kind of a hobby. Obviously, it's for our health and fitness, our overall well-being. It makes us feel better mentally and physically. But we got to look at it in a few different perspectives, First, we got in this for a health reason. If you're not healthy, you can't do shit, whether that be overweight or diabetes or heart problems or even something like the flu. The reason we get into the gym, into nutrition, into sleeping better, drinking more water is to get healthy. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get the flu or cold here and there. And so what I want you guys to think about is how bad is it? A lot of people also have the same conversation with if they're injured or hurt, should they go to the gym? And I think, if you're an adult or even by the time you're in college, maybe even junior, senior in high school, you should know your body well enough to know how bad either a injury or something hurting is, or how sick you are. If you're actually injured, you probably need to go to a doctor. If you're really, really sick, you probably have to go to a doctor. If you have a little bit of a cold, now that's where this line needs to be drawn. When we go into the gym, our whole plan as a powerlifter is it's all performance based. We want to lift the more weight. We want to do a certain amount of sets, a certain amount of reps on a certain exercise. If everything is not clicking full bore, then it's hard to make improvements. If we're sick, it's hard to make self-improvements. So, number one in my mind, I may go to the gym and move something light around. Like this day, like this workout is a little example for you guys. This is the workout just coming back from the LA Fit Expo. No, I am not sick per se, but it was a very long weekend, a lot of work, a lot of stress, and very little sleep for 3 days straight. This is the Monday I returned. That night, my flight landed about 10:30 the previous night. But I had to get a workout in because it's what I do, What did I want to bench? A lot more weight than I did in this workout. But what I ended up benching was 225 for like 5 sets of 5. Finished with a little bit of overhead and rows. My typical upper body day is probably anywhere from 2 to 7 sets of bench, including slingshot and close grip. Some dumbbell work. 2 to 3 back exercises, and then 2 to 3 arm exercises. But I knew my body was not capable of that this day, or capable of recovering from that this day. And that goes back to the should you train when you're cold, if you have a cold, flu, or if you're sick. If you're sick, your body's not running optimally. When we're in the gym, it's all about how well can you recover from your workout. Anybody can go in every single day and do 10 sets of 10 on the bench. The reason that won't work is because 99% of us won't recover from that. The only way to get stronger, build more muscle, or to get better is if you're able to recover and adapt to what stimulus you're putting through your body. So if you're stimulating beyond your recovery point, you're going to get injured, most likely. Same idea if you're sick. If you're sick, you won't be able to recover at the same pace as you would if you're 100% healthy and eating the same. Often when we get the cold or the flu, we're not eating properly, we're not sleeping properly, and obviously our body is fighting and battling off some kind of virus or disease. If you have a virus or disease, your body's focusing on battling, and then it has to focus on recovering and protein synthesis and all this other nonsense that we're throwing at it from the gym. It's just not going to be to the same level of recovery as before. So I think you need to look inside, start to learn your body, and figure out whether if you're actually sick, if you're just not feeling great. This day, like I said, I wasn't actually sick, I just was not feeling good. Very little sleep, a lot of stress. When you work these expos and stuff, hydration is way different. I don't get enough water in because I'm busy talking to people and slanging slangers. Food isn't always the same. I'm used to eating, 2 or 3 big meals a day with 2 or 3 snacks. And at the expos, I probably just get 2 or 3 big meals and nothing else. So the reason I compare is just that I wasn't ready to recover from everything else. Here's one set, kind of closer grip, just trying to get some work in. Like I said, obviously 225 is very light for me. It's maybe 60%. But I just want to get moving. I want to feel better. And that's the same thing I suggest if you're just a little bit sick. If you're a little bit sick, sometimes it feels better just to move around. Does that mean you're going to go do a 5x5 at 80%? No, I'm not suggesting that. But to walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes, maybe do some light dumbbell work. Once again, if you're very sick, you need to get to the doctor. If you're somewhere in between that, maybe it's time to just take a day off. Another thing people stress about is losing their strength or losing their progress. Taking a day, even a week, maybe even 2 weeks off the gym, you will not lose muscle. It's not just going to disappear. All that hard work will stay around for a little bit. Even though your first day back in the gym, things may feel a little bit heavy, they won't just disappear. This is my secondary bench day of the week. As I mentioned, it's always a little bit lighter, a little bit more volume. So I got some back here after my 5 sets of 5 on the bench. Did a little bit of rows. Here's just a warm-up set, a little gimme set. Rows and then overhead press. I previously mentioned I'm trying to improve my overhead press. So I'm doing it once a week. Just simple 3 sets of 5, adding a little bit of weight, decreasing the amount of reps with 3-week wave. It's something I just want to get better at. I think it will help improve my bench in the long run, but it's also something I just want to improve and grow my shoulders a little bit. Here's the last warm-up set. Just got a quarter on there. It's a 55-pound bar, I believe, and I did about 3 sets of 5 with about 165 pounds. A plate and a 5, you can do the math, 155 pounds. Mark and Marcus hopped in on this day. They both went a little bit lighter also. They just took a different route. They were doing sets of 10 on the bench with probably about 50 to 60% for them. And that's just an easy way to get into work when you're feeling a little bit under the weather. Same thing with the injuries, guys. The other thing you can focus on with an injury, unlike being sick, is that your whole body isn't being drained. So if you have a little bit of an injury with just maybe your knee, maybe just your shoulder, is you can take the time and focus on those things that you can do and not worry about the things that you can't. Change that positive energy. So if my knee's a little banged up, maybe I can't squat, but maybe I could box squat. Maybe I can't sumo deadlift, but I could regular deadlift. But I can definitely work upper body. So you can take the time to focus on that. And vice versa, if your shoulders hurt, maybe you can't bench, but maybe you could do dumbbell bench. Maybe you could do some cable work. You could for sure squat with a safety squat bar. Probably deadlift, depending on it. And that's always if you're just hurt. If you're injured, it's time to see a doctor. It's all on us as athletes and as humans to figure out what works best for our body. So that's just my suggestion as I've seen this question come up probably like 5 times in the last 10 days. Mark and Marcus hitting overheads with about 190, 195 pounds. Finished it off with a little bit more back. Some cable, or excuse me, not cable, but band pull-aparts and band face pulls. It's just all about reading yourself, not only if you're sick and injured, but also with your training volume. Some people can handle more volume. Some people like to train with more intensity. Over the years and years and years of training, different styles, different methodologies, you can figure out what works best for you, and not only what works best for you, but what works best for you on every individual lift. My squats respond very, very well to higher volume and moderate intensities, sub-maximal work. My deadlift, I like to raise the intensity a little bit. Bench, a mixture of both. High volume and medium to high intensity on my benches help me increase my bench. So it's all about what works for you, how you're feeling, when you're feeling good enough to really push yourself. If you're not feeling great, time to pull back. Allow your body to recover whatever sickness, bug, disease, virus, whatever is going on. Even if it's just lack of sleep, hydration, and nutrition, sometimes it's time to pull back. Take a couple steps back so you can progress in the long run. This battle is very long. This journey is very long. And remember why you got into this thing, to be better every single day. So if you're sick 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, think about it in the long run. Think about it in the next 6 months, that those 2 days are not critical and will not ruin all of your gains and strength for improvement for the rest of the year. That's it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like that bitch, subscribe to that bitch, share that bitch. Salam alaikum, I'm out of here. Thanks for all the support, guys.